So the Village Voice has an article about sex trafficking statistics and numbers and faulty methodology and all that sorts of stuff. In this one, they're talking about Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore's foundation and those Real Men Don't Buy Girls PSAs. And the focus seems to be pretty much on the estimates of trafficking victims and the at-risk phrasing of the stuff and how the numbers are inflated and inaccurate and bad methodology and all that sorts of stuff. The general attitude of the people in the comments, the naysayers in the comments, is, hey, what does it really matter if the numbers are overestimated and inflated? What does it really matter? And I understand why people feel that way. I totally do. But the reason why these inflated numbers matter is because Planned Parenthood and Acorn, duh. That's why. Because they keep spreading this awareness, this propaganda about how there's so many hundreds of thousands of victimized, exploited girls. And hey, what do you know? Acorn is taking part in that exploitation. And hey, what do you know? Planned Parenthood is taking part in that exploitation. So you know what? We better cut their funding. If these numbers weren't inflated, they wouldn't be able to be getting away with this shit. That's why the numbers matter. That's just one of the reasons why the numbers matter. I mean, that's why they should matter to each one of us that says we care about the other stuff, the Planned Parenthood stuff, that, we actually say we fucking are pissed off that they're defunding this shit. Well, why aren't we calling them out on the crap that they're actually using to defund it? All I ever hear people, call out, the only criticism I've ever heard people have is, oh, well, the footage was doctored. People don't really care about that. There's plenty of people out there who still feel uncomfortable about what Planned Parenthood was doing, even in the undoctored footage, because they've bought into that protection trope bullshit. It's the same people doing this stuff. The same people who are running the anti-trafficking organizations are the same people who are fighting against abortion access. The same people. I mean, Christopher Smith, the guy who wrote the anti-trafficking bill in 2000, or co-wrote it apparently with Linda Smith, I just learned, and he's the same guy that wrote the H.R. 3 anti-abortion rape redefining bill. I mean, that one dude is just a small little extreme example of how tightly these fuckers are connected. These issues are connected. And these people are the connectors. And yeah, Ashton Kutcher's a fucking idiot for playing into that stuff. Unless he's anti-choice and doesn't think that people should be allowed to self-identify as homosexual or transgender. Because these organizations that he's hooked up with don't cotton to that shit at all. So, I mean, people are like, oh, I've got so much more respect for Ashton Kutcher now because he's against sex trafficking. Really? Well, would you have, so much more respect for him if he was picketing an abortion clinic? I don't understand why so many people seem to have this disconnect between the trafficking propaganda and all that is, and they put their faith in that. They trust it. They believe it. They don't think it's propaganda at all. They think, oh, it's just information. Good, solid information. Except who cares if the numbers are wrong? And yet they're not putting it together with that's what they're using to go after Planned Parenthood. It's the fucking protection shit. It's the rescue industry. Stone cold, it's the fucking rescue industry. That's what's closing down Planned Parenthood. It's the rescue industry. They're going to rescue all of the poor, exploited, sexually exploited girls from the evil clutches of Planned Parenthood. This is typical rescue industry stuff. This is what I'm squawking about all the time. It just really bothers me that people will bitch on one hand about the dwindling abortion access and the dwindling funding for contraception and women's health, and then they will praise these people who are spreading the propaganda about trafficking around out there. It's ridiculous, and and then we make fun of the teabaggers because they do things that are against their own interest. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, we're so much better than that. We don't do that sort of shit, do we? It's not like atheists who are concerned about the separation of church and state are donating money to organizations that purposely obscure that separation. No, we wouldn't do that. That's crazy talk, right? We're smarter than that, aren't we? All right, well, I think that's it for this one. So thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.